Do we know the dangers that our children face every day? Do we think we doing a good enough job at home that when we send them off, that they won't get negatively influenced by what they see at school? Are our children being properly taken care of mentally? And parents, are you an enabler? The show on Netflix, and it inspired me to have this episode today. We better know what our kids got going on. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We better know what our kids got going on. We wonder what's going on with our itty bitties. Hey, do we really know? Because if you check out this Netflix series, it's a 4 episode series, an hour long, 4 hours. And it'll enlighten you and open your eyes to a lot of what our kids are facing. And we're going to sit here and talk about it today. We're going to talk about it today because what we in the business over here at the South Got Something to Say podcast of doing is saving itty bitties by any means necessary. Let's turn the temperature down a little bit because we finna get into the content. Let's get it. Let's go. Yes, yes, yes. The South Got Something to Say podcast is live. Parents, share this. Tell a friend to tell a friend to come on in. We got something to talk about today. Ain't no doubt about it. What is our children doing when they're not in our prison? What are we doing to make sure that our children are not lost in the shuffle? Are we truly aware of what our children are going through? Or do we assume they'll figure it out on their own? How can we strike a balance between giving our kids independence and providing them strong guidance? What warning signs should parents look for when their child is being negatively influenced by friends at school or in the community? Has social media made parenting harder? Is your child being raised by Facebook, TikTok, Snapchat? Is your child being raised by that? What can we do to help navigate the peer pressure that our children are facing every day? Man, I came up with all this watching one Netflix series, and I encourage you, if you're a parent, I encourage you, and I'm not going to spoil the show for y'all, but I encourage you, if you're a parent, you better go check out that flick on Netflix. I'm telling you. What's one thing as parents we can do today to be more involved with our kids? What can we do to get more involved with our itty bitties? Parents, front and center, need to talk to you. Can I talk to you for a minute? And hey, guess who I'm talking to more than I'm talking to anybody? I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to myself as a parent. I just let y'all in the conversation. I got a 14-year-old at the middle school. I got an 18-year-old in college. I'm talking to myself. I just need y'all to come along for the ride. And hopefully that y'all gain some out of this as well. And don't even know it. Are you an enabler and don't even know it? Teachers, school administrators, what is going on in your schools? How much about this social media thing do we really know? How much do we understand what each emoji means? How do we know what a child is being responded to positively or negatively on social media. What are our children getting themselves into on a daily basis? Parents, the first step of finding out what's the problem with our itty bitties is to learn what your itty bitties are going through. Because your itty bitties, no child is not impacted right now by social media. What are they doing in those rooms? How much money do you need to make? How much stuff do you need to have? Do the children need every pair of J's that come out? We have to sit down and have an open and honest conversation, because sometimes by us trying to provide more for our kids, we are losing more with our kids. That's the conversation for today. And this is an important one. And we need to step in and figure out what's going on with our itty bitties. Our itty bitties are facing some times that we have never seen. And when they start to act out, when their behavior start to change, when they ain't the same itty bitty you sent to school, and they come home a different itty bitty, you best to believe they are being impacted in some way. They're being impacted, negatively influenced, peer pressured in some way. Parents, do we have time to figure it out? We got to ask ourselves, are we the enablers? How much time do we spend with our children? How much time we spend at work? How much time we spend with our kids? At what point do we figure out which one more important? Today we're going to have a discussion about it. We got to have this discussion, because I'm telling y'all, this ain't nothing I'm making up. These kids got their own code. They got their own language. And unfortunately for us, we don't know the language. We don't know the language. These kids are speaking a language we don't know. Each emoji, everything is telling us that your kid needs you now. We don't know when our kids getting bullied. We don't know if our kids the bully. We don't know if our kids the bully or getting bullied. And we need to know this. We are at a point where we need to know this. What's going on in these schools? Teachers, are you watching our babies? Teachers, and I'm not attacking the teachers, I'm just asking a question. I'm not attacking the parents, I'm just asking a question. Who is watching our babies? Who is watching the itty bitties? Who is watching our babies? Because when they're alone, they are creating their own lane, and we got to get in the lane. We got to get in the middle of the lane. We got to learn what everything means. We are at a critical time with our kids. We are at a critical time, parents, teachers, administrators, pastors. We need to learn. We got to get off our holy high horse and get down on their level and figure out what's going on with our babies. And if we can't do that, Lord bless us. Lord bless us. Because I'm telling you, if you go watch this 4-hour series on Netflix, it's called Adolescence, I promise you your whole mindset will change. Your mindset will change. I never, in the history of me watching TV, never in the history of me watching TV, watch the series and started it right back over. Scared I missed something. I found 15 to 20 mistakes I made as a parent. I'm making as a parent. I saw them. It opened my eyes to mistakes I ain't making as a parent. So I ain't just talking to y'all. Oh, I ain't better than y'all. But I'm just sharing the information. It is definitely a must watch. I learned so much about being a parent. How much do our love for our kids how much do our love for our kids make us more of an enabler than we should be? This is a trying time for our community. Y'all know on Thursday night, we talk about the politics. Politically, we in the midst. Politically, we in the midst. Socially, we in the midst. Religiously, we in the midst. We got to get back to the ground root of the problem. Nobody want to hear it because your child is perfect. Your child make all A's. Your child doing good. You looking at a report card and it is influencing you on what your child is doing. You don't even know the impact of what's going on with your children when they're not in your presence. We have to learn that. We have to learn that. And we have to learn that immediately. We are in a crisis with our itty bitties. I am here to tell you. Gang language has changed from when you was in school. They don't say the same thing. Them emojis mean something. Every last one of them means something. Every last emoji means something. These kids create their own meaning. And they understand and we don't. We working. We too busy trying to get them the new J's that we don't even know what's going on with them. These kids are living in a digital world and we're not a part of it. And I hate to be the one to have to come up here and tell you that we are failing as parents. I am failing as a parent. If we don't get a grip on what's going on, you're going to see a fall for our kids that is horrible. This saddens me that it took a TV show to realize how many mistakes I made and I'm making as a parent. But some of y'all, I know you're perfect. You ain't making no mistakes. You got yours. And it ain't my job to tell you if you do or you don't. I'm just telling you. Keep that head on the swivel. Watch your itty bitty. Watch the itty bitties around your itty bitties. Watch the itty bitties that's around your itty bitties. And for the itty bitties that's around they itty bitties, somebody need to be watching them too. Y'all do not understand the profound impact that kids have on kids. It's a lot of bullying going on. Cyberbullying is almost, it's probably worse. Probably. Cyberbullying is worse than in-school bullying now. They are attacking each other online, in group chats. Well, 50 people in the chat laughing at one person, and you wonder why the teen suicide rate done went up. And you're not in the group chat, parents. What are you talking to your child about? Day in, day out, night in, night out. What are we discussing? Sex? Are we talking to our babies about sex? Because I promise you, they're hearing it every day, all day long. It is a very, very, very common, and it ain't even that embarrassing for them because they talk about it all day, every day. Looks. Who is ugly? What is the common style now? And you could be the prettiest baby in the world, but if you're not rocking the most common style, now you're ugly. Who got malfunctions that God created in their body? Whether it's big ears or bigger nose or gap tubes, it don't matter. These kids are bullying other kids about the way they look every day. This is so true, especially being around a lot of kids in school and seeing kids across the internet. One of the main reasons kids, me for example, suffer from anxiety, the feeling of thinking you're being watched and judged literally all the time, even when you aren't. What are we talking to our babies about? And when they quiet and they off to themselves and they doing good in school and they making good grades and they doing everything they're supposed to do in your eyes, they're being bullied because of that. You think you're better than us. You bougie because you are raising your kids the right way. Are you sitting down talking to your kids about it? See, a lot of us think that we got this thing all figured out. And I promise you, you don't. You think because you in a two-parent household and you working and we making money and we buying these kids things and our kids are flourished with items, with stuff, that we have this thing figured out. We don't. So I've got something to say. Podcast is on top of everything when they're dealing with our itty bitties. I'm telling you, my ear's so far to the street that anything can influence me to make a video. Whatever it takes for us to protect our itty bitties from this dangerous, sinful, cruel world, I'm here for it. I just want more people with me, but I'm going to deal with the people I got. I need more people. It's a quiet storm. The goal is to make sure they know they aren't in the storm alone. We have umbrellas for them. April the 26th is a prime example that this community stand with them. I can't wait. April the 26th, starting at 12 p.m. We want to pack our gym with our itty bitties. We want to hear from our itty bitties. We want to pack the Earl Goodwin Theater with our itty bitties. Parents, bring your itty bitties. I promise you probably be shocked on some things you hear. The itty bitties are crying out for us. The itty bitties are crying out for us. What are we gonna do? Go to work. Get that new truck. Look good. Party on Saturday night. Turn up. When our babies are being influenced, we better get in the program. We better get in the program, because if we don't, we will lose our babies. It is no age too young. It is no age too old for us to start taking control of our itty bitties. If you don't do it, I promise you the streets and the world will. Pastors, you got to come off that pulpit. You got to come down. You got to come down off that pulpit, pastors. You better get in these streets and figure out what's going on, because God is needed without itty bitties. They need God. And you got to be able to relate to where they at this time, at this place, where they at. I don't care if you don't want to hear it. You want to know why your church ain't got nobody in it? Because they can't relate to what you're talking about. You are not in the struggle with them. If you want to know why your church don't have the youth department that it should have, you better figure out how to get to these kids, and you better figure it out fast. Because God gave you a mandate over these baby soul pastors. Our babies are begging. Every shooting, every robbery, every little thing, every suspension, every in-school suspension, our kids are crying out for our help. Where are we? Where are we? But I'm not, all I gotta do is get over here and talk about something stupid. I guarantee I have more in the chat. All I gotta do is get over here and talk about something dumb. What myth going on in this hood versus that hood? I can talk about that myth, and I have 500 right here, right now. Because we are running from the truth. We are literally running from the truth. But the truth will set our itty bitties free. And if I have to stand on this stump alone, I'm going to stand. Parents, this whole show is about you. Let's start learning our itty bitties. Let's get to know our itty bitties. Don't get to know the itty bitties you raise. Get to know the itty bitties you send out in this world every day. Let's not just get to know the itty bitties that you raise. You know them. Get to know the itty bitties you send out in this world every day. We had a critical and crucial time for our itty bitties. I'm telling you, I know this to be true. Because a lot of what we're doing as parents is enabling our kids. You might not want to hear it, but I promise you, we're doing more enabling to our kids by trying to be loving and nice and comforting. And the kids are playing us like a fiddle. The good parents are getting played worse than the bad parents. Because we think we got it all figured out, and our baby doing stuff right under our nose. This emoji mean this. This emoji mean this. This emoji mean that. Y'all go check out the 4-part series on Netflix called Adolescence. It will change your mind if you are hip. But if you got it all figured out, they ain't gonna help you. Thank God I watched it with an open mind. It takes a village, literally, because these kids are learning it one way or the other. One way or the other, they getting either the right stuff in their head or the wrong stuff in their head. And then most of them getting both. They got to be able to decipher which one they need to follow, because the road to destruction is so easy, so wide. But that road to greatness is so thin. And you the only lonely person on it, and it's boring. As we get ready to close out this episode, what a show we had today. Y'all already know how we do it on the South. Got something to say. Each one, teach one, love or be loved. I believe, like the song say, I believe the children are our future. Teach them and help them lead the way. Boy, did I just steal a song? I just stole a song. That's my time for the day. We're going to get up out of here. Each one, teach one, love or be loved.